Fans of Limitless Wrestling, we're back here at Let's Wrestle Volume 8 Counterculture with singles action on our hands as Alexander Lee, flanked to the ring by his new partner in crime, Kennedi Copeland, goes one-on-one with the masshole Mike McCarthy. And as expected, this one's a brawl right from the start. Alexander Lee and Mike McCarthy, it's not their first time facing off in the world of Let's Wrestle and Limitless Wrestling. They faced off at the 2018 Hollis Pirate Festival. So these two are no strangers to each other, as the momentum just takes both men down right there. And Mike McCarthy charging once again and going to work, clubbing the back of Alexander Lee. It's going to be a fight. McCarthy charges him in the corner with a big elbow. And now going to look to whip Alexander Lee into the far post, charges in with another elbow. And now it's Mike McCarthy in command. Former #1 contender for the Let's Wrestle Championship as Alexander Lee charges in with a headbutt. And you got to think the winner of this match here tonight, with all the success that these two have had in Let's Wrestle, the winner of this match must be in some sort of title contention moving forward. As we saw Alexander Lee dodge the oncoming masshole there. He's learned from his mistakes in the past. And this is a new Alexander Lee. I realized I haven't even commented on that. A new attitude, a new outlook here in Let's Wrestle and Limitless Wrestling. We saw him break off from the mainstay posse in Limitless Wrestling as Mike McCarthy just trips him onto that middle rope. Kennedi Copeland running to the aid of her boo. Yeah, I said it. And Mike McCarthy caught up, though, by Kennedi Copeland, who rushes to the other side. Referee Derek Douglas oblivious, and now giving a warning to Miss Kennedi Copeland out there. I think she could get ejected if she interjects again. Big chop from Alexander Lee. He's met with an even bigger one from Mike McCarthy. And these two just trading chops across the chest. That looks like a slap across the face from Alexander Lee. And a big uppercut in the corner as Alexander Lee now controls the pace of this contest and is going right how he wants it. Stiff strikes and no breathing room for Mike McCarthy, who gets taken off his feet to the floor. Vicious clothesline from the bald bastard of Bangor, Maine, Alexander Lee, as he's calling himself the founding father of the Maine State Posse, as he stomps Mike McCarthy on the back. And now jaw-jacking with the crowd front row as he levels McCarthy right into the front row. And McCarthy fires back. Referee Derek Douglas trying to get these two back into the ring. And there's Kennedi Copeland. I don't trust her at all being out there. But Mike McCarthy heads back into the ring as Kennedi Copeland hyping up her man. As Alexander Lee heads back in on the attack, but runs into a boot from Mike McCarthy. May have taken too long. A snapmare. And now McCarthy working away at that left arm, the left shoulder of Alexander Lee. He's got it tucked under his knee, grabs the right arm. He's trying to twist him up like a pretzel here, center of the ring. That right arm's moving. Alexander Lee trying to work up to a vertical base to fight this. Landing a couple elbows. Arm wringer and the headbutts raining in from Alexander Lee. And see you later, Mike McCarthy. Overhead belly-to-belly suplex from Lee. Cover. 1, 2, only 2 from referee Derek Douglas. That won't do the trick on the former #1 contender, Mike McCarthy. Alexander Lee, though, very smart. Been wrestling 13 years now. He's had some experience staying on the attack, but Mike McCarthy slips the slam to the ground. Potentially gonna, is he locking in the arm? Maybe looking for that Rings of Saturn style submission we've seen before. But Kennedi Copeland, god damn it, yanks Alexander Lee to the floor right out of that submission. and potentially saving the match for Alexander Lee. And there's McCarthy getting Kennedi Copeland out of the way. But Alexander Lee, that's the opening that he needed. Drilling Mike McCarthy off the post on the outside. Now these two fighting all over the arena on the floor. Mike McCarthy scooping a slam on the wood floor. Here comes Kennedi Copeland. Unbelievable. That's what you get, honestly. She's been sticking her nose in his business all match. Oh, and a senton is missed on the floor by Mike McCarthy. Just as I thought he was stringing it together to lead to a victory. No water in the pool for the masshole.
This is how you fucking senton.
Oh, and that's how you do it.
How's that, Mikey?
210 pounds crashing down on the frame of the masshole. Wow.
I do as I please when I please.
Alexander Lee is screaming at anyone who will listen right now, including referee Derek Douglas, who's just trying to get these two back into the ring. And Alexander Lee finally throws masshole Mike McCarthy back into the ring. Little love tap there from Kennedi Copeland. Encouragement. And now Alexander Lee goes to work, and he's got McCarthy in a bad spot right here. Rearing back on the neck and chin of McCarthy, restricting the airway of the masshole. Who's trying to get his knees under him, to lead to a boot under him, maybe get to a vertical base. He's trying. He's using the energy in the room here in Orono. 3 straight elbows to Alexander Lee. Here comes the masshole. Off the ropes comes Lee. Club to the back, but McCarthy potentially out of gas here. Maybe a little 617 action. Here comes the masshole. Claps across the ears of Alexander Lee. And taking Kennedi Copeland off her feet. Now McCarthy advancing, maybe looking for that flying DDT, but there's Kennedi Copeland. God damn it. Referee oblivious, she was behind him. And he's just trying to get these two back into the ring. It's a tough order to keep track of little Kennedi Copeland on the outside. And now Alexander Lee put in a prime position to end Mike McCarthy here. He's on the second rope. But McCarthy throws off Lee, and Lee returns with a huge uppercut in the corner. Here he comes again. Big slap from the masshole. And now Kennedi Copeland again. Masshole caught the arm. Oh, the fingers going up the nose. Booger trouble for Kennedi Copeland. But Alexander Lee again taking advantage of the opening. Backpack stunner from Alexander Lee. 1, 2, only 2 in masshole. Immediately transfers to the submission. He's got the arm hooked. And Lee gives up, that's it.